Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got the crypto market up here, not really moving, 286.7 billion. Seems like it's holding around that mark. Not too much inflow right now, but that could all change today. I will get to that in a bit. Bitcoin right now trading at 10,488, down 1.58%. Ethereum trading at 221, down 2.69%. And XRP trading at 0.324, down 1.95%. We look at Bitcoin here on the hourly, and we're seeing some downward momentum right now. Not too much buying pressure occurring, a little bit of selling pressure, but guys, over the last several hours, we've seen that the volume has been quite low. Not too much buying going on in the space. When we look at XRP, okay, the trend, the micro trend at least, is still the same, but we have seen some steady movement upwards for XRP. Even on the 20th, we hit a high of 0.342 cents, okay, coming off the low of roughly 29 cents. So steady incline for XRP. This could all change, but first I want to touch on some Ripple news. So this came out a few days ago. A South Korean payments company responsible for billions of dollars worth of transactions has announced a partnership with a key Ripple ally. So this is the Moneygram and the Sentbe, the Korean payment startup. They are a regional operator of Samsung. So Samsung, huge company in Korea, huge company worldwide, now allied with Ripple through the partnership. So cross-border payment startup Ripple, whose native cryptocurrency XRP enjoyed a 3% hike overnight, last month saw its services integrated into MoneyGram as part of the strategic partnership with MoneyGram, now expanding into South Korea. That could deepen Ripple's own influences. The Moneygram-Sentbe intersection will supposedly establish Sentbe, I don't know how to pronounce it, as MoneyGram's first virtual agent in South Korea. It's unclear exactly what a virtual agent is, but it appears to be important. No, that's not what it says. But it appears to be the digital equivalent of a high street branch. A la Western Union, we have reached out to MoneyGram for further clarification. So guys, this is a big partnership in South Korea. If you hadn't heard about it yet, that's the skivvy on that. Did you hear this? David Schwartz going head to head with Emin Gün Sirer and debating on whether Bitcoin miners are middlemen or not. And if they are imperative to the transaction. So just going to read some quotes here. A middleman is someone who stands in the middle of some right or obligation to complete the transaction, says David Schwartz. He says the system itself is arguably a middleman. The miner who later discovers their block survived isn't. Is the internet provider a packet went over a middleman in online banking? David Schwartz goes on to say they voluntarily include transactions based on how much the users pay the miners with fees. They can censor if 51% so choose. They can render certain addresses immobile and certain transactions unincludable in the chain. So the whole problem with Bitcoin is that it cannot be that trusted system that the giant corporations of the world need to transact, to do business globally. It can't be trusted. If 51% can manipulate the system, how can we use a system like this that banks can trust, financial institutions, mega corporations worldwide, sending money to other businesses around the globe? It just won't happen. It just won't work. He concludes by saying there's no force, no authority. Bitcoin is whatever its stakeholders want it to be, and saying it's not Bitcoin anymore is sophistry and arbitrary line drawing. So I skipped a lot of the article part of this, but if you guys want to read the article, I do link all the articles in the description. So that's where you'll be able to find it if you guys do not know that by now. And so here, XRP outperforms Bitcoin and Ethereum and records the most number of transactions in the last 24 hours. So this article just talking a little bit about what's been going on in the market in the last little while. I'm going to skip down here in terms of transactions in blockchain per day. XRP recently touched a one-year high. The number sustained a significant fall on the day of the market crash, where the figures fell to 513.4K. However, on July 9th, the transaction figures peaked to 1.219 million. The number of transactions on the 20th of July stood at 1.112 million. In another feat, Ripple's native cryptocurrency XRP recorded the highest number of transactions in the last 24 hours. According to the data charted by BitInfo Charts over the past day, XRP constituted 49.1, so 1,112,238 of the total number of transactions. Ethereum followed the trail, amassing 25.2% of the total, while the largest cryptocurrency by market cap, Bitcoin, represented only 13.6% of transactions in the last 24 hours. So you can see XRP taking up almost half of that chart. The most transactions in the last 24 hours. Now, is that because most people are using XRP because they're realizing the benefits of using XRP? The cheap transaction fees, right? The speed. Or is it the fact that it's not that so many more people are using XRP, but the people that are using XRP, their transactions are going by so quickly that more transactions can actually be mathematically racked up in a 24-hour period? Either way, this is great news for XRP because this is just a mini example of why it is the superior cryptocurrency to transact on a daily scale. Large volumes, small volumes, it doesn't matter. It's fast, it's affordable, and it just seems to work, right? Guys, I'm a bit light on the XRP news today. I wanted to cover this though. So this is Bakkt, guys, being released today, July 22nd, 2019. Bakkt's Moonshot Bitcoin platform to begin testing today. And this is what we've all been waiting for, right? The institutional money coming into the system, coming into a regulated cryptocurrency market. So this is part of it. Of course, not all crypto regulations are hammered out yet around the world, but this is a huge part of it, guys. We've been waiting for this for months, even for years now. So let me read you this. Bakkt's long-delayed Bitcoin futures platform is scheduled to begin testing today. The trading platform aimed squarely at institutions is widely expected to be a game changer and a major catalyst for the Bitcoin price. So, major catalyst for the Bitcoin price means major catalyst for the rest of the market. This is why a lot of traders are getting so excited about this today. As Fundstrat concluded last week, investors are eagerly waiting on the sidelines. So, there appears to be a critical mass of adopters ready to come on board on day one of the Bakkt launch. The launch could be a huge accelerator for market growth. So a critical mass of adopters ready to come in from the sidelines into the crypto space with all their money on day one. That is an amazing thing. The launch could be a huge accelerator for market growth. When this opens, are we going to see a Bitcoin price increase? This is XRP, so let me get on the Bitcoin chart first. Are we going to see a Bitcoin price increase? Is this going to really accelerate the market? Is this really going to help Bitcoin pump as Fundstrat suggests? What are we, a T-minus a few hours and counting? So the article goes on to say, Bakkt's Bitcoin Moonshot, bankrolled by the Intercontinental Exchange ICE, the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, as well as Starbucks and Microsoft. Bakkt is the most anticipated launch of 2019. Per the Medium post written by COO Adam White in June, the platform will begin user acceptance testing today. So 2 days after Apollo 11's 50th anniversary, Bakkt will initiate user acceptance testing for its Bitcoin futures listed and traded at ICE Futures US and cleared at ICE Clear US. And so why is Bakkt futures different than other Bitcoin futures? This is the reason, guys. Well, Bitcoin futures trading isn't new. Bakkt is a whole different beast. The futures contracts are physically settled in Bitcoin. So investors received a real allocation of BTC at the end of the contract period. In contrast, CME, Bitcoin futures simply track the spot price and settle in cash. It never touches Bitcoin. And that was because of the lack of regulations before. But now, participators in this market who are registered with Bakkt will be able to physically settle in Bitcoin. What they will receive at the end is physical Bitcoin. They will be able to hold Bitcoin legally. Bakkt will also provide fully regulated institutional grade custody for digital assets. The firm applied for a trust license, allowing it to act as a qualified custodian with $100 million insurance coverage. The trading platform will also serve as a price discovery market, which doesn't rely on manipulated exchange-driven spot prices. In simple terms, it's the first physical Bitcoin product that institutional players are comfortable using. Institutional players, guys, getting into this market, Bakkt a huge accelerator for the Bitcoin price. Market research firm Fundstrat said last week that Bakkt will be a huge accelerator for Bitcoin growth. More than 150 institutional investors and service providers attended Bakkt's Institutional Digits Summit last week, and the sentiment was positive. The Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, confirmed the institutional demand for Bitcoin is growing, as the Fundstrat report writes. The CFTC is seeing growth, demand, and interest for Bitcoin futures from the public, and this from Sam Doctor. He is a member of Fundstrat on Twitter here. We think Bakkt could be a huge catalyst for institutional participation in the crypto market. Here are our takeaways from the Bakkt Institutional Summit yesterday at the NYSE, and then he links to his article here, their report from July 19th. Guys, this is huge news. Will this critical mass in fact come through Bakkt today? Are the institutional investors with money waiting on the sidelines minds going to flood the market? Is that going to increase Bitcoin price? And what could that possibly do for altcoins? Is this the first step in a journey that will take our crypto investments to the moon? It certainly could be, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.